Hi, my name is Ian Lepkowski, and I'm here to recap Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 7, The Dragon and the Wolf, in 5 minutes or less. The episode begins with the Unsullied and the Dothraki surrounding King's Landing as a show of force from Daenerys. As Jon and company arrive, they are met by Jaime and Bronn. The Hound has a reunion with Brienne, and there's no trace of the hostility one might expect of two people who once attempted to murder one another. They forgive each other, admitting that it was never personal in the first place, and that each was doing their best to protect Arya. All the key figures gather and take a seat. Tyrion points out that there is no conversation to erase the last 50 years. The Hound fetches the wooden trunk and releases the undead wight. After it charges towards Cersei, terrifying her, the Hound slices through it with his sword to demonstrate that these beings cannot be killed by normal means. Euron asks if they can swim. When told they can't, he admits he's terrified of them and decides to flee to the Iron Islands. Maybe Theon's coward gene runs in the family. Cersei agrees to help Daenerys and Jon fight the White Walkers, so long as Jon agrees not to take sides in the war to come between Cersei and Daenerys. Jon decides that this is the perfect time to tell everyone that he's bending the knee for the Dragon Queen and enrages Cersei. Seeing it as the only logical idea, Tyrion decides to talk to Cersei alone. Cersei agrees to see him and begins the dialogue with hostile accusations against him. As a risky tactic, Tyrion taunts Cersei with the offer of his death. He reminds his sister that on her order, the Mountain would kill him on the spot. Despite her typically cold-hearted nature, Cersei decides not to execute Tyrion. As Tyrion pleads with Cersei to realize the logic of cooperating with Daenerys and why she is the rightful ruler of Westeros, he notices that she is pregnant. With this revelation, the scene ends abruptly. Seconds later, Cersei and Tyrion return to Daenerys with the news that Cersei will fight alongside them in the Great War against the White Walkers. However, the fact that we don't see the end of the conversation leaves us no clues as to whether she and Tyrion have planned a true armistice or a surreptitious betrayal. Sansa receives a raven informing her that Jon has bent the knee to Daenerys Targaryen, and Lord Baelish suggests it may mean a wedding is coming. Then, he introduces Sansa to his twisted perspective on why she should turn against Arya. Baelish uses his insidious mind games to try to convince Sansa that Arya has meant to kill her and take her place all along. Appearing worried, Sansa takes a moment to reflect on the possibility. Jon suggests that he and Daenerys sail to Winterfell together as a show of unity. Daenerys agrees, which visibly makes Jorah incredibly uncomfortable. Rightfully so, as he probably realizes this is the perfect opportunity for the two monarchs to engage in passionate boat sex. Theon applauds Jon for his honor and honesty. As a disgraced traitor, he seeks forgiveness and desires to be a better man, the way that Jon has always been. Jon forgives him for what he can, with the understanding that the rest of Theon's sins are his own to bear. This makes Theon realize that it's still his duty to save Yara. Apparently having come to a conclusion, Sansa orders Arya to appear before her and Bran, as Arya is surrounded by armed soldiers. It's a tense moment. However, right as Sansa speaks her accusations of treason and murder, and we fear this is Arya's death scene, surprise! It's actually Lord Baelish that's on trial for his sins. Arya remains calm, revealing she is an accomplice to this setup, as Baelish is as shocked by his betrayal as many fans were by this scene. Sansa gives the death sentence, and Arya slits his throat. As Jaime prepares to march the Lannister forces north, Cersei reveals that she has been bluffing the entire time and has no intentions of being an ally in the Great War. Having seen the threat the undead present to the living, Jaime is disgusted with his sister's plans of betrayal. She threatens to have the Mountain kill him if he does not obey her and support her decisions. However, he calls her bluff, as he walks away unharmed. As the snow begins to fall, Jaime covers his golden hand and rides north alone. As Sam and Bran combine their knowledge, they realize that Jon Snow is not only actually named Aegon Targaryen, but that he is also the true and rightful heir to the throne, not Daenerys. Coincidentally, this also means that Daenerys Targaryen is Jon Snow's aunt, which is gracefully revealed to us right as Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen engage in their passionate session of incestuous lovemaking. As Tyrion stands outside the door, listening to the two bang, he stares sadly and intensely down the hallway. It is an ambiguous look that makes it difficult to discern if he is merely worried about the implications of romance, or if he is revealing his guilt for a potential betrayal plan which he may have formed with Cersei. Sansa and Arya reflect on the Baelish execution as they affirm that family is the bond the sisters hold dearest. As the episode comes to a close, Bran uses his powers to see Tormund and Beric on the wall being attacked by the White Walker army. In a defining season-ending cliffhanger, the Night King rides in on Viserion, who destroys a significant portion of the wall with his undead blue flames. As he flies away, it comes crumbling down in pieces, and the White Walkers march towards Westeros.